Hello, my name is Marcus Carter, and today I want to give a speech on water conservation. First, I'd like to paint a picture for you. Imagine a glass full of water, and now imagine that only 1% of that water is drinkable. The rest you cannot drink, or you will unfortunately die. This is the way the earth has been made to sustain life for thousands of years, and it has worked. Although, if you are in a regularly dry area in the United States, such as Arizona or New Mexico, you have most likely noticed the struggles of droughts. Those two states are not the only ones who already have laws to regulate water usage to prevent droughts. Other countries like Peru are expected to lose a major source of fresh water by 2020. Since the earth is made up of 1% of drinkable water suitable for human consumption, today I would like to try and persuade the audience to use fresh water wisely. First, let's talk about what will happen to the world and life on it if we do not start conserving water now. What depends on fresh water? Humans depend on fresh water to live. The 7 billion people on earth have 1% of the earth's water to drink. By 2050, there will be 9 billion people. With water shortages today, how will we be able to support even more people in the future? Continuing to withdraw water below the amount of fresh water in aqueducts will allow for saltwater intrusion. Saltwater intrusion happens when you dig for water, find fresh water, then keep digging and find fresh salt water. When this happens, the salt water is released into the fresh water and contaminates it, which makes it useless. The more water we withdraw allows for a pronounced increase in the natural sinkhole occurrences. The amount of plants and animals that depend on fresh water is outstanding. The Florida manatee and alligator will not be able to support itself if fresh water continues to dwindle. Not to mention the things humans enjoy the water for could disappear. This you can say goodbye to fishing, boating, snorkeling, photography, and your children enjoying a dip in the fresh lake. All these things can be lost. Now that I have introduced reasons why we should conserve water, let me enlighten you about ways to conserve water during household activities. Maybe you did not know how much water the average family uses in a day. Did you know that the average American family uses 60 gallons of water each day, and it is mostly for indoor use whether it is meant to be used or not? Follow these tips to prevent unnecessary waste and contribute to the struggle around the world. Ways to prevent wasteful water use is to check for dripping pipes. It should be noticeable due to the fact that you will have a puddle somewhere. Driving past someone's house, you can see a nice sized brown spot right under the outside hose. This is a leak contributing to a water loss and property damage through stains and erosion. If every household in the US was to have a drip, 1 drop of water per second, that would equal 928 million gallons of water that would be lost daily. To put that in perspective, that would be a football field 10 feet deep and 50 feet wide. Now, I'm sure that most highly populated, drought stricken areas in Africa could use that 928 million gallons of water to produce crops for their families. This leads us to facts and ways to conserve in the bathroom. The toilet, which comes to 28% of the daily household use. Every flush contains between 3 to 7 gallons, so only flush when necessary and check for leaks. The shower and bathing lead to 19% of the accumulated use of indoor water. As unappealing as it may seem, turning off the water while soaping up, taking shorter showers, and if you take a bath by only filling up the tub only 20% to reduce the amount of water use, using the previous bath water to clean the tub is also beneficial, and turning off the sink while you brush your teeth. Laundry alone accounts for 23% of the usage, so effectively using the machines in our household helps save water. The washing machine can have major impacts when you only wash full loads of clothes and have a washing machine that is water efficient. Also, waiting until you have a full load of dishes before you run the dishwasher. Now that we have talked about how to conserve water indoors, let's focus on how and why to conserve water outdoors. Depending on where you live, you could already have some of these outdoor preventative measures regulated by law. This leaves the population of a whole city responsible for their regulation of water. But not everyone has to be forced to save water by law or even be part of a group. All this is necessary to save water and have an impact for a long run is one person. Landscaping is another major contribution to water use. Now that we have discussed why it is important to conserve water and ways to do so, let's recap them. In conclusion, we have talked about the negative impacts of overusing water and ways to prevent the overuse of it inside the house and out. It is best to look to the future and realize now that the world is already experiencing droughts, the population the population is always increasing, and the more people on earth will make it more difficult to provide for families. Conserving water essentially protects clean drinking water, saves money in water and sewer rates, reduces sewage treatment loads, protects wildlife, and helps preserve a finite resource. While inside, check for leaks, use full loads in the machines, and flush the toilet only when necessary. Help outside by covering pools and spas, installing timers in irrigation drips, water the lawn in the morning or late evening, and plant native species in the yard. These small changes can help you and your future children survive and protect our most fragile resource. Thank you for giving me your time.